Ladies and gentlemen, panic has gripped William Ruto and his entire UDA brigades because Rigathi Gachagua has engineered mass exodus from UDA party to DCP party in Mount Kenya. So far, 3 governors in the past few weeks have officially defected from UDA party. Yesterday, Nyandarua governor led the entire county assembly of Nyandarua to Amunyoro, where they officially decamped to DCP.
Governor badilisha karibu. But I also want to prepare you ukuwe strong. From today, Kasongo atakuangaisha. Because mimi namjua. I also mimi niko na watu huko ndani. Alisema ile governor yeyote ataingia DCP atawekea makesi ya uongo.
Watu wengi walitaka kuja, watu wanataka kuja, karibu dunia yote nataka kuja hapa. So I'm here na sirudi nyuma kwa sababu nyinyi mumeongea. Watu wa Nyandarua wameongea na wameongea kwa sauti kubwa.
Magavana wetu wamewindwa sana na huyu William Ruto.
Before that, the Murang'a governor, Irungu Kang'ata, also defected from UDA to Linda Wananchi and back to DCP.
A careful reflection, I wish to state that come 2027, I will not defend my seat on the current party ticket. I will later at a certain stage communicate the platform which I will present myself to the electorate. However,
Kiambu governor has also expressed his intention of joining DCP, but he has made it very clear that he will not defend his seat under UDA.
Pia anatisha huyu governor ya Kiambu anaitwa wa Matangi. Anaambiwa ukienda DCP nitafunga wewe. Mimi naambia wa Matangi hata wewe kuwa kama badilisha. Don't fear. Unaogopa nini? Hii Kenya ni yetu. This is our country. Kwani huyu Ruto atatutisha for how long? Mimi wamekuwa akinitisha hii mtu yake anaitwa Muko kila siku. Oh, tutashika huyu. Oh, utatuona. Sasa ni mwaka moja. Mimi kama ningekuwa muoga ningetoka hapa Munyoro.
Those 3 counties alone, the number of registered voters there will shock you. Murang'a County in the last election, as per the register, had over 620,000 registered voters. Then Nyandarua County had 361,000. Kiambu had 1.3 million registered voters. So we are talking of over 2 million registered voters in those 3 counties. The question then is, how many other governors are going to lead their brigades to decamp from UDA party? The truth of the matter is that if there's one thing which will affect William Ruto in a very big way, is mass exodus from UDA.
So karibu nyumbani. Hii ni mahali ambapo you belong here. This is where you actually belong. And on behalf of the party, we are very happy to have you around. Na uliona your colleague alikuwa hapa, Governor Kang'ata. And I want to tell Mr. William Ruto, you can rent somebody from Mount Kenya, but you cannot buy anybody from Mount Kenya.
And I can even predict that there are certain cabinet ministers or cabinet secretaries who will defect. Senior government officials who are going to leave William Ruto at appropriate time. So in this video, I want us to analyze why this mass exodus from UDA party is going to cost William Ruto heavily. Before I do that, in case you're watching the channel for the first time, take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Ladies and gentlemen, normally, when you experience mass exodus from your party, what's going to happen, and this is going to affect UDA in a very big way, there's always the spiral effect. So which means there are certain governors or leaders who are still sitting on the fence. Now they'll gather the courage. Let me just use the case of the Kiambu governor. Kiambu governor has made it clear that he's not going to defend his seat on UDA. But he was not very clear on the party, which is DCP. But you can now tell that he is actually headed to DCP. The fact that the entire county assembly of Nyandarua defected, it means the next time Murang'a County Assembly will also follow the same route. It's also possible that leaders, some MPs who have not made their minds, are also going to do the same. And Rigathi Gachagua is very clear on what he's doing. He's telling them, if you want to defect, come at night. Because there are people who are calling to go and visit him at night. He's telling them, come during the day. So the spiral effect is going to be huge. Basically, mass exodus. Number two, and this is something which should worry the president. The number of registered voters from Mount Kenya determined his fate in 2022. Rigathi is facing a challenge, the challenge of finance. But we all know that Mount Kenya has probably the highest number of billionaires. Most of these billionaires, if they see what's happening, then they can commit their money to Rigathi Gachagua. So which means the fact that these guys are defecting, they are sending a signal to the moneyed people from Mount Kenya. Let's say the Mount Kenya Foundation. So these guys will now decide to start investing in DCP. And forget about even the billionaires. When Raila Odinga was alive, he used to organize his politics around the governors. Because governors have resources. The governors have structures. So let's assume that most of the governors from Mount Kenya, already he has 3. Kirinyaga, you count Kirinyaga out. Then you can have Embu out. Meru governor maybe out. Tharaka Nithi, I'm not so sure. But the truth is, with these governors on his side, Rigathi will find it easy to conduct his politics because the governors will be able to fund. When Irungu Kang'ata joined Linda Wananchi, the noise from his backyard was that he was using the county fund to fund activities in Linda Wananchi. The other challenge, for example, Linda Wananchi has is that so far, not a single governor has officially associated with them, apart from the Murang'a governor. So for me, that's something which is going to affect William Ruto in a very big way because resources will make Rigathi Gachagua even achieve more politically. Number 3, and this is something we keep on repeating, that politics is a perceptional game. We had a by-election in Olkalau. UDA got 13% after spending a lot of resources. And perceptionally, now people believe that Rigathi Gachagua has stamped his authority. And that's why we are seeing people like the governor for Nyandarua coming out to join DCP. The fact that these 3 governors have defected, it simply means that a signal is being sent that, Rigathi is stamping his authority. That DCP is now stamping its authority. So more people will perceive DCP. More people will perceive Rigathi as Mount Kenya kingpin. And because of that, they'll easily join Rigathi Gachagua. But the worst thing which is happening to Ruto is that DCP is now gaining the momentum. You see, when Rigathi Gachagua formed DCP, it was expected that a few MPs were going to risk and resign so that Rigathi would get members of parliament. But we all know our MPs, they feared, so they didn't do. So recently, Rigathi was able to win a seat in Olkalau. If you followed the way this guy was sworn in, it was well planned. He boarded a matatu, went to Nairobi. In parliament, all MPs allied to Rigathi Gachagua were in DCP colors. So they were sending a message. So it means now, with now the three governors on their side, that momentum they've gained. Rigathi has actually gained the momentum. So what remains of him is to try and sustain that momentum. In every movement, there's those moments. Like for example, Sifuna got its momentum. Rigathi has also received his momentum. So that momentum is what should that momentum is really what's going to affect William Ruto, because they can sustain it until the next election. And importantly, Rigathi has now stamped his authority as the Mount Kenya kingpin. And with that authority, it means he will dictate the politics of Mount Kenya. And that's how William Ruto is going to be affected by game of numbers. Because Mount Kenya has so many registered voters. Like we have over 3 or is it 4 million directly from the Mount Kenya counties. Now, if you add the diaspora, I don't know what you think. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.